Hello out there in Streamland. Time on the clock reads 10:30. Today is Wednesday, so that means we're going to be doing some Starfinder. So those of you who've watched the earlier programs know that I've been working with the Dead Sons campaign, doing a lot of homebrew because my characters refuse to follow the storyline. But that's the fun and that's the excitement of being in a role-playing game and not a video game. Um, And so we've been building different floors of a skyscraper there in the middle of exploring and things like that. Um, and if you'll pardon me for just a moment, I do want to check and make sure that my stream levels are good and that you guys can hear me because I have had the unfortunate circumstance where I was streaming with no sound or no video or whatever might be happening. So watch now. So here we go. I can hear myself. Yay. Okay. So appreciate your patience, folks. Let's go ahead and get rid of this dystopian thing before we go insane and get all drug into a Lovecraftian nightmare. So things are going to change a little bit. Instead of just having the stream, every Sunday night at 5:30 of this Dead Sons campaign, I'm also going to be doing every other week. We're going to be switching it off, and we're starting a brand new campaign. And where the Dead Sons campaign has 3 players, this new one is going to have 5 players. So same 3 players that we've had, plus 2 more new additions. And so another female. So for those of you who care, you'll be nice to know. It'll be nice for you to realize that yes, you'll be able to do that. Why in the heck? Sorry guys, I know I'm a little distracted because I'm trying to figure out how to do stuff with my new tablet that I got from my rewards program at work, and I don't know how. I like having a stream on because I've been trying to do that so I can see when things happen on the stream or I can catch it quickly. But in about a moment, I'm just going to move on because it's not working. Oh, I hear myself. Okay, so, wow. Here we go. So what we're doing today is we have a couple PCs that have made up characters. We have a halfling who is a technomancer. I'm excited because our other campaign had a technomancer for a couple sessions, but then because of work issues, he had to drop out. So I'm I'm excited to actually have a technomancer. Again, I'm having technical difficulties, guys. Give me just one more second. Here we go. Stupid thing. All right. Um, so he's pretty much done. The halfling is, and so I have a couple characters that were submitted by a veteran player. He's actually a DM. He's never actually played himself. So what we need to do for this dude is I wanted to check a couple things. First of all, I'm going to get rid of the numbers on this side, because so what he did was when you build a character in Starfinder from scratch, okay, come on, what's going on here, folks? Boy, I'm telling you, is there something wrong with my internet or something? No? All right, there we go. So when you build this character from scratch, you have the ability choices are very simple. Everything is a 10, and you have 10 points. That's all there is to it. So in his case, he put 5 into intelligence. He put 2 into dex, that's 7. He put 2 into charisma, that's 12. I mean, that's 9, and 1 in wisdom, so that's 10. So he then gets 1 extra bonus to his intelligence because of his theme of a scholar. And then as a human, he gets to put 2 anywhere he wants, so he put the 2 also in intelligence. So he has these following stats. When you start with your abilities, when you start, you get skill ranks based on your class and your intelligence mod. So he has an intelligence mod of 4. His class, Biohacker, gives him 4 skills, so he has a total of 8. So we're going to check this out because this is being, all right, I don't know what is going on here, people. Let's see if this will behave now. So it says spent is 9. He still has 5 available because he has a total of 14. And those numbers are whack. So Fantasy Grounds for some reason is being weird. So he's going to have to drop one of these that he has. But what I do is with the new characters is you go through and click on these different things, all the racial traits, and the class abilities, and you make sure that they are coded if necessary or in the proper places that they need to be. There's a needler pistol and tactical. Not sure why he used up a bunch. Maybe he was testing it. All right, and something interesting about the needler pistol is they're basically a tranquilizer gun. And a lot of players, most players that I've seen on streams, just shoot, think of it more of a Halo needler, where you're just shooting thorns. That's not the case. This is a tranquilizer gun. You're shooting needles, an actual syringe at people. Um, so instead of just shooting air at people, you should have stuff in there. All right, so yeah, we also need to add. He needs to add languages, and then he's got his inventory. He talked about it. Talks about him having a. He took a companion feat. Companions are talked about in the operations manual. So I'm checking to see how much they cost at level 1, because we do need to Okay, where are companions there, dude? I know you're here. Are they? I thought they were at the end. I guess they're not. So let's see if I can find them. Because here are the spells. Classes, feats, equipment. Okay. Oh, maybe they're not in the, that's right, they're not in the corporations. Sorry. They're in the Alien Archive 3. So that's why I couldn't find it. Alright, so there's a handy dandy little chart. Yes, I could find it in the Starfinder stuff. I mean, in the Fantasy Grounds things. But it's right here. I'm probably going to find this and hotkey it. Because I know I have at least 2 players who are going to have companions. I mean, why the heck not? These are things that are pretty freaking awesome. I was right. It's 100 points. Alright. 100 credits. So, geez, Sven, you say you're going to do this, but what are you talking about? How do you find stuff like that? To hotkey. Well, bam. We'll go here. We go to reference manual. So that was by clicking data, opens up your library. Scroll down within your modules that are already open. If they're not open, you open them here using the modules. And then you just find what you're looking for. In this case, it is I want companion statistics. Where were they? Okay, this is appendices. We don't want appendices. Killing me here, folks. Rule options, is that where they are? Yes, here we go. All right, so once you find it in the book where it is, okay, that's not it. Let's see. So let's check the book and see. Interesting. So it's after creature companions is after Yithian, yet before the appendices. And for whatever reason, whoever made the module for this messed up because they do not have this here. So let's go to Yithian and then go to the next page. Creature subcraft, creatures by CR, type train. Wow. Okay. So it is not in the reference manual like it should be. At least where it should be. They just missed that whole section. Unless it's under players for some weird reason. Let me check that. Look at that. So for whatever reason, whoever switched this over to Fantasy Grounds didn't put the companions in the DM side. Only put it in the player side. Wow. Okay. Getting back to what we were trying to do, we need to find this chart. Here we go. Creature, companion, statistics. There we are. So you go click. This pulls this out, and then we can then drop this. So I'm putting everything, all my companions, or at least I'm going to be putting them here in my control hotkey. Boom, I also have my, I made their starship already. And so we're going to, so now I have this in my hotkeys, and I can also share it with my players. Bam. And they can then drop it into their hotkeys if they're smart. All right, here's this. All right, so it's been a minute, and by a minute, many, many months since I've made a companion, but we're going to attempt it today, knock this out. But first, what do you do after character creation to make sure everything is right, or as part of character creation? So the biohacker has scientific method. So what you do is, as you see, I opened up all of the, going to the ability page, click, oh, I open all these, all the class abilities, feats, theme knowledge. The biohacker, I'm not familiar with the biohacker, so I had to open them all. I've heard different podcasts of people playing them, so I'm a little familiar with what biohackers do, but I've never played one, nor have I DM'd, GM'd for a player who had one. So the learning experience. Your mind is a fortress. +1 to saving throws. +2 at 3rd level. Okay. Gain insight to life science, medicine, and physical science. Okay. So that's what I was talking about. So jump over to skills. We open up here where it says edit list. Maybe that's where this total is coming from. But that's not how they should do it. So anyway, I'm going to go back to here, edit list. So this is for racial, morale, luck, insight, enhancement, divine, miscellaneous. So it says specifically you gain an insight bonus to life, medical, and physical science. So we go down here, life science, 1, medicine, and physical science. Okay, this bonus increases by 1, blah, blah, blah. Select 2 skills. Once made, this choice cannot be changed. You gain a bonus rank in each of these 2 skills at every level, as well as a +1 insight bonus to checks using these skills. Okay, so I don't know because I was not here. So I'm going to make a note. I'm going to meet with this player a day before we actually start. His name is Jingo. So this is called scientific method. Instinctive. So I need to find out what two skills those are. So what I do in situations like this for 5e and Starfinder especially, on the abilities page right here, scientific method, I'm going to type what those two skills are next to it. So anytime you have things like that where you have choices, I'm going to put in what those choices are. So that way going forward, if I ever need to do an audit or need to check and make sure, or in this case, he's going to get increased bonuses, that will give me the chance to, I'll know what they are. Don't have to sit there and do the math and try to figure this out. Okay, so the will saving throws. So he is a +0. So that has not been factored in. Click. Will. Class. +1. All right. And did he have another? So that's Fortitude +2. Let's see. Biohacker is in the character operations manual. We're going to take a look at the biohacker and see what he should start with for level 1. Port is 2. All right. It's also based on his con, which has no pluses. Okay. So he is. That's the drawback to being all in intelligence. A lot of his other stuff suffers. All right. So 2 and 1 for the will. For the saves, he's good there. All right. So we're done with this one. Gave him a bonus here. Gave him a bonus here. Oh, so he has one or the other, not both. Okay, so you have a studious mind. If your key ability score is wisdom, you have an instinctive mind. If your key ability score is intelligence, you have a studious mind. So he has an studious mind. He does not have an instinctive mind. So he does not get this. Interesting. So I didn't realize the biohackers can have one or the other. Let's make sure that he has that correct. Intelligence is the key ability. Okay, good. So that's good. XP needed is, I want to say 1500. Am I on crack, folks? Am I on crack? That's what I'm asking you. Let's go to the building a character section of the core rule book. Look for the handy dandy little chart. It does exist. Here it is. 1300. Okay, I wasn't sure. But I checked. 1300. Alright. We should just leave it and make it harder for him than anybody else. But I jest. Okay, so he has a studious mind. So again, remember what I was just talking about? We're going to here, scientific method, studious. Studio. For all you Phil Collins fans out there. All right, so he does not get this bonus, but he does get his bonus to will saving throws. That's going to help him, especially until he gets to 4th level or 5th level, where he can then boost all his stats. Now, number 2, I don't mean poop, I mean the second one, pharmacology. All right, so this is his primary field of study is pharmacology. That's what he chose. And he can use the following ability when you achieve the breakthrough for this field of study. So the inhibitor, you introduce a mild hallucinogen. All right, so he can, and booster, immunity bleeding. Okay. If you're at least 7th level, as the bonus goes up. I'm not sure how to achieve breakthrough. Something I will have to look at later. So for this right now, we need to do a booster for immunity to bleeding and an inhibitor. So for now, I'm going to set this to the side. That was the coding I need to do under actions in his actions page. All right, so does this talk about breakthroughs? At 5th level, you gain the breakthrough for your field of study, okay? So that answers that question. Don't know why it just says breakthrough, comma, 5th level, something like that. He is an injection expert. You're proficient with weapons with the injection special property. As long as the weapon has not gained that weapon's special property through a weapon, fusion, spell, class, or feature, or something of effect. And at 2nd level, get a +2 to attack, and then a +3 eventually. You can avoid dealing damage to the enemy. Nice. So, cool thing about needlers, remember I was telling you they're tranquilizer guns, is you can put a healing potion in the needler. Shoot them, your friend, that's across the room, 30 feet away, with your needler. It will do 1d4 damage, and then heal him for 1d8, or depending on the level of the healing potion in it. As a biohacker, he can shoot him across the room and not deal damage. So the cool thing is, remember I was saying most people shoot these darts and they're empty, so they're just doing 1d4 damage and injecting air into their, nothing into the creatures. As a biohacker, he has the booster or inhibitor all the time, so he can help or hinder all the time. So hopefully he will never shoot an empty dart, because that's really annoying to me. All right, custom microlab. Holy crud, folks, this is a big entry. All right, so I'm just going to skim this real quick. Basically, you have a kit with a bunch of stuff in it to evaluate medical conditions and perform tasks. So the point is none of these are in combat and none of these need to be coded. Under some conditions, you can deliver biohacks to attuned creatures using ranged injection weapons without making an attack roll. That is so vague. Under some conditions? What are those conditions? Alright, so as long as you have your custom microlab as a move action, you can target a creature within your line of sight and attempt a special skill check to identify it. If the creature is living, this is a life science check. Alright, so this also needs to be coded. Alright, so that's all. The one section here is the only thing I need to worry about for that one. Biohacks. Another novel. Holy crap. Jingo, you're pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. That's right. Hopefully you watch this one day. It's alright. I like Jingo. He's awesome. I'm very excited he's joining the group. It's going to be a lot of fun. Alright. So this is part of his. Oh, the biohack is what we're talking about, okay? So I'm going to wait for this. I'm not going to bore you guys. Right now. I'll wait till I'm off the stream to go over that. So let's get back to what we were doing. Skilled racial trait. He gains an additional skill rank at first level and each level thereafter. So that's why he has 9 skills instead of 8. He should have 8. And then with his, because of his race, he gets 1. I'm going to add this over here instead of where he put it. Did he see in here? He didn't say what it was. Oh, it doesn't have to be any particular one skill. He can change it every level. Fine. So we'll put, and he also has a bonus feat too, which I need to put down here. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go throw this on here for feats, abilities. So what I want to do here is weapon focus 1. So he picked this up at level 1 because I want to know what is what. I want to be able to look at the characters I know because I've gone over these things and saying, wait a minute, you're missing a thing or you're missing this. First level is not that big a deal, but as they go up, it gets pretty bad. So we're going to do this for 1. This is down here. And I'm just going to put race. Go to skills. I don't think it matters. So I'm going to go over to where his, just going to grab the first one, bluff. So we're going to take this. Actually, no, so I need to check something because if it messes him over, I'll fix it. So what had happened is, this may seem a little confusing, but let me explain by showing. So diplomacy, you notice he has a check mark here. That means it is a class skill. So as a biohacker, he has been taking classes and he has been trained in diplomacy. He has not been trained in disguise. They are both charisma. So right now, with no ranks in it, they are +1. With his diplomacy, because so if he adds one more rank in disguise, it goes up to 2. Makes sense, right? With diplomacy, if he adds 1, because this is a class skill, he will get a one-time +3 bonus. So instead of going up to 2, it goes to 5. Why do you care? Why am I taking time out of my stream to talk about that? Because I want to put this to be correct. I want this to be 8. Because it does not have a place to put in the ranks for his race. The operatives do, by the way, if you're wondering why that's significant. The operatives up here tell you which ones they do. Anyway, so we're going to get rid of the top one, just says bluff. Rank spent 8. That is correct. So his bluff, when I'm done, should say 5. So let's go over here. Let's go to bluff race 1. Stop editing the list. Bluff. Oh, what just happened? Oh, I didn't click somewhere else. Okay, did not. It just gave him a +2. So what I'm going to do is on here, I'm going to make it +4. So in Jingo GM questions, I'm just going to have Jingo GM. Bluff is +4. It equals +1 plus the training plus the class bonus. All right. So yeah, that is something that's very annoying. I don't know what changes they made recently, but this total has been off for a lot of my characters now. This 14 is not correct. He should only have 8. And I don't know why. If you count 1 for his being a human, that should be 9 at the most. Not 14. I don't know why it is such. It will not let you change it as a DM. And it's insanely annoying. So, anyway, human gives All right, so we'll go this way. I'm going to start this way. I might change how I do this later to avoid the confusion. The point is the number is correct. So that's what matters to me. Additional skill rank. Boom. Humans select an extra feat. Boom. I already noted both of those. Theme feature. Okay, so this is Scholar. So we go jump over to abilities again. Theme knowledge. Yep. So he has to pick. So pharmacology is his. Physical science, and we're going to say well, shoot. Does it denote here what he picked? No. So physical science and life science. So he's theme knowledge. So I would say pharmacology is life science. So we're going to go life science. Theme knowledge. Life science. And then pharmacology. So he has a bonus, which we call knowledge, about pharmacology. And so within skills, we then go to here. Since physical science, life science is already a class feature for him when he starts. +1 bonus with your chosen skill. So it doesn't say whether it's insight, enhancement, luck, morale, or it's not definite race, divine. So it's just going to be miscellaneous, life science, +1. So he has a life science of 10 at level 1. Pretty good. Theme knowledge, life science. This also one I do like coding those as well. We're almost done. You are expert at medical science and caring for the ill. He has to have life science, medicine, and physical science, which he does. You can choose the medicine skill in conjunction with a med patch or spray flash to treat deadly wounds as a full action. If you have an ability that enables you to treat deadly wounds more often, when used this way, the med patch does not perform any of its normal functions. Okay. Gotcha. All right, so this is definitely something I need to code. So we're going to throw this over here. And that is it. Okay. So we have a lot of work to do. For coding this stuff. So we'll start with the medical expert since that's what we're talking about. We're going to do 2 different codes for this. So what we're going to do is you right click on your actions page and add a section. Now it doesn't say, this is add weapon. This doesn't say add a section, but that's what it does. So this is feats. Right now, do we need, does his other feat require it to be? Yes, so I am going to be coding this as well. So we need 2 sections. Number of sections, 2. Boom, boom. This is not a class, so I think we can just leave this blank. It'll be other. There you go. All right, so we're done with this part of it. Don't think it requires a base ability, so we're going to leave this blank. So the first one is medical expert. Just click over here to open it up. Medical expert. Click. So what it is. So first of all, if you've watched any of my shows, you know why I'm doing this. I want people to be able to look and see at a glance what it is. Boom. So that way they don't have to dig through everything in the world to try to find out what this is. The feature is defeat. Source and class are irrelevant. All right, so boom. I'm just going to say this is a general feat. General feat. Okay. Now we close this. So now when he clicks on that, he knows what it is he's talking about. All right, so this is the number of times a day. That's not going to change. He doesn't, so that's fine because that's as many times as he wants. Short description is treat deadly wounds as a full action. So now we right click over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 things. We're going to put in his treat deadly wounds skill check, and then we're going to put in the you have been treated for deadly wounds. So what we're talking about here is if we go into the skills, or you can also go on the skills page, open your medicine, treat deadly wounds. DC is based on the medical equipment used. If you succeed, you restore 1 hit point per level or CR of the creature you are treating. So, in conjunction with a med patch or spray flesh to treat deadly wounds to full actions. In his case, because of his weirdness, his custom micro lab counts as those things. The med kit. So we cannot. So I was looking here to see. So it does not count as a med patch or spray flesh. So those are actual things that they have to have. So we're going to right click. Once a creature can receive this treatment only once every 24-hour period, unless it's delivered in a medical lab. And then it can only be done twice. So we're first going to do that. We're going to add ability action. We're going to add the condition. This is to target. You can open it up as well. So this is treated. I'm going to say deadly wounds treated. Duration is hour. Fixed is 24. So what happens is he then drags this over to the person. It shows up in the combat tracker. They've had deadly wounds treated and it lasts 24 hours, and it tells us that he can't do that again. So I don't know that we can do a second one, but we're going to try. So let me look, since I have my book, let's look in items for med patch. Does he have either of those things? He does not have either of those things. Med patch. A med patch allows you to attempt a medicine check untrained with +10. So I've run across this before. I don't remember how I figured it out, but basically it says medicine skill on 143. For more information, the medicine skill says is dependent on the item. This is the item. So let's just check for argument's sake, see if the core rulebook has something that isn't linked within the It is not. So that is a med patch. Let's look at spray flesh. It might be that there just is no plus. All right, so medical gear allows you to attempt medicine checks and determine the DC of medicine checks to treat deadly wounds. See the medicine skill on 143 for more information, which we just did. Spray flesh is an advanced that allows neutral biomass into a wound. All right, so it's a little wordy, but that works as far as what spray flesh does. But again, there's no DC for either one. So let's take one other thing here. Let's see. Go to medicine. I'm going to check one other. What do you mean there's nothing here? There's medical treatment, treat deadly wounds. What is this? Oh, just a service. Well, that's cool. I'll let you buy it. All right. So it does mention Core Rulebook 220. So let's take a look at Core Rulebook 220. I don't think this is going to be the answer to my question. Let's see. All right, so the last place I'm going to look here is here. All right, so medkit, they also have levels. So like an advanced medkit has level 5, medlab is level 7. But none of these. So an advanced medkit says the DC to treat deadly wounds is only 20. And you gain a +2 insight to medicine checks to treat drugs and poisons. Additionally, you can use medicine checks with a DC of 30. So the basic med kit allows you to attempt a DC 25 medicine check. So are they saying that you can't use a med patch or spray flesh without a med kit? All right. Anyway, so a typical med kit is 25 medicine check to treat deadly wounds. So for now, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to do a little bit more research, try to figure out exactly how these things work out, how they interact. The way I understand it, the way I'm looking at it right now is without a med patch, without a med kit, you can't treat deadly wounds unless you're using a med patch that says, because that allows you to. If there is nothing within it that talks about it, like a spray flesh and med patch, does not give you any kind of bonus. The DC is their CR level. But again, I'm just going to have to look at it and then try to check it. All right, so we've done this to full action. Okay, so the other thing he can do now with his, this is a class feature. So we're going to go down here, click, click. This is biohacker. Biohacker. Number of sections. Well, we're going to start with 2. Custom microlab. So we're just going to say, fine, we'll put it in there just as it's written. We don't want to have any confusion. Custom microlab. Clickety click. So what this is this is. So we're going to start at the top. This just talks about what it looks like. We don't care. Medkit and Camelizer. All right, here it is. Move action to target a creature with line of sight. So this is to identify. Identify creature. Move action to identify creature. So we open it up, we explain what it is he's doing. Open this up, click and drag. Control C, boom, Control V. I'm also going to see if I can put this table in here for him. I'm going to use the table anyway. So again, we go data, we go core rule book. Now there aren't one, we go to table and we'll see if it's there. It's not, didn't think it would, because it's not a rollable table. Reference manual. So the question is, what the heck is page 133 talking about? You just go over here to 133. This is skills. So we go to the skills section. And then we go to, what is that? Oh, cool. Next. Skill checks. Here it is. That's what I wanted. Identify creature. We click on this to open it up. And now I slap this down here. Boom. And now, drum roll, let's see. Close. If we can. Yes! For the win! It's very exciting because that means it's right there. You can see it. You can look at on the table. Let's see. Can I control V? See? Page 133. Below. Okay, so that tells them what it is. All right, so the source is, he gets us at level 1. Source is, I'm trying to remember how these are labeled. Oh, there it is, biohacker, yeah. Source, biohacker, biohacker. It is a class feature. Level 1. Boom. So now he has all the details there. He just goes clickety click, click, click. Boom. He can see what it does. See which one it uses. For him, it doesn't matter because it's living or unliving. That's all he has to worry about. Okay. So we're going to have two different things underneath here. This is a roll, so it's a cast. Open it up. So this is, as long as you're in possession of, okay, physical science or life science instead of mysticism. Oh no, sorry. Here it is. To identify the creature. If it's a living creature, life science. Non-living, physical science. So we're doing opposed check. No, we're not doing any of these things. Ability. Skill is physical and life. Life science. Plus 20. So let's see if that's going to work. No, we're still rolling it. Okay. So if we make it a save, so it's just a flat 20 plus. Sometimes check untrained, and you always treat your roll as a 20. So what if we make it a save? No. Fixed. Now we can't. Class level. I don't want to divide by 2. I want class level. So is it class plus 20? Nope. Okay. All right. So this isn't going to work then. So just looking to see if there's any other thing I can do. So it's ability plus life science plus 20. So his life science plus 20. So we're going to change it. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this one. Click, delete spell action. We're going to add. We're just going to have to tweak it every level, and that's fine. So this is going to be self. Identify living creature with microlab. Life science. So we're going to do identify creature with microlab. Living equals 30. Non-living equals, so it is his physical science. He has 9. 29. Self, never, forever. Identify creature with microlab. All right, so this is, yep, boom. So that's perfect. All right, and then the other one, as long as you use, okay. Now the other one you can do with his microlab is, okay, so this is, I thought this was where we talked about the biohacks, but it's not. All right, so So we're going to say microlab attunement. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not. No, we're not. This, excuse me. Here we go. Microlab attunement. Three plus your key building modifier. Again, this is ba o haka ba o haka class feature level 1. Okay, close, close. Short description, you get to hit inject attuned creatures without rolling. So he has 3, he can do 7 creatures, so it's basically the whole party. So we'll see if it's necessary. We may not need to do it because we can just say, but might be a time or a place where it's different. All right, so that's him. All right, so now we have theme knowledge. So this is going to be here. Oh, this is under biohacker. No, I don't want that under biohacker yet. What, Parker? Come on. Got my dog whining at me. Dude, relax, relax. Say hi to the stream. There he is. Say hi. See? All right. So this is theme knowledge, so it's a different one. I don't know if so I'm just gonna have theme be a special one. So we're just gonna make we have biohacker and we have feats. I'm gonna add one more. Theme. It's not any of those things. This is class level. Character level, rather. Sections right now it's going to be 1. And the ability for this one is intelligence. All right, so this is theme feature. We click it. It is life science. Pharmacology. We go click, click, DC. Simple as that. All of this stuff they talked about just simply says, boom. Source is Scholar. There's no class. Feature is theme feature. Level 1. DC for recall, knowledge, pharmacology is -5. Now we're going to add this so he can put it onto his combat tracker. Self. And then this is Scholar feature. Okay, so that's done. All right, so he has other actions here as the biohacker. So here we go, feats. Why didn't I put his other feat here? Oh, it's up here. Biohacks, and that's his race, okay. So this is considered pharmacology, baby. So again, we go click, we go, what's up, source? Biohack. Class feature. Level 1. Open this up. So see, boom, boom. So this explains what it is. Why isn't this showing up as pharmacology? Open. make boosters and inhibitors. Inhibitors. All right, boosters and inhibitors. So now we go clickety. We're going to do 2 of these. First one is an attack. So this is going to be a melee versus KAC. There's no plus. Oh, it's not melee, it's ranged. Range KAC attack. There's none of this, so I don't even know why I bothered touching this. Okay, it's not a skill. So his ranged attack is versus his dex. This is wrong. I don't know what the heck is going on there. No, it's not, but he doesn't have any bonus. Alright, so his dex again is 12, so it's plus 1. Okay. So he's going to have a problem. Just saying. Because his range is plus 1. Trying to shoot things from across the room. Or from anywhere. Anyway, getting back to this. So it's rack plus 0. So let's see. Yep, good. Granting immunity to the bleeding condition for the duration of the effect. Creatures under the effect of bleeding condition when the bleeding ends. Okay, so close this. We add another one. Click. Add action. Add effect. This is booster. Semicolon. Immune to bleeding. For the duration of the effect. What is the duration of the effect? Alright, so I'll have to look at his boosters, which is here. Alright, so it's considered a basic melee weapon. Okay. I'm just trying to find the duration. Okay, talked about all that. Here it is. No. Once activated, they can be used to create any biohacks you know each day for the rest of 8 hours. You can 10 minutes to activate them. All right, so the only thing haven't seen here is the length of time. So it says you can use the number of biohacks equal to 1 plus your key ability score modifier. So in this case, it's 5. So we're going to change this to 5. Oops, I just closed that, didn't I? Poop. Okay, so let's go back to his abilities. Biohacks. I don't think this has the number of, okay. Nope, okay. So going back to what we were just talking about, we're going to our actions, we're going to here, and we're going to say right here, I'm just putting this in there. Open. All right, so there we go. And then it says you can readily replenish inert reagents on a regular basis. Whenever you take a 10-minute rest to recover stamina, you can also prepare additional activated biohack ingredients to replace those you have used. Okay. So it's basically one fight, you can't use more than 5. And then you can take a short rest and we do it. All right, so let's go ahead. All right, so it's been about an hour and a half, folks, just a little over that. A lot of work involved with the damn biohacker. What the frick, man, I tell you. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff. All right, but it's going to make running his biohacker a lot easier. So we've got the booster. Let's go ahead and add the other one real quick, and then I'll let you guys go. So we have another attack. I'll go ahead and put the other effect. Boom. So this is. So I'm going to say it's ranged, but it could be melee because he can do it with his medical lab. As a melee attack. So this is going to be another ranged KAC. No skill, no nothing, no nothing. Alright, so now make it difficult for the target to move. The target gains the incentive and must succeed at a fortitude save or also gain the entangled. Okay, so he gains encumbered automatically, so we're going to add another one. Fortitude save. Oh, fortitude save. Okay, so we go back to boosts. Did I close it already? I bet you I did. It's class DC, I'm sure. Plus his intelligence, probably. So let's look at this. Pharmacology. Oh no, not pharmacology, this one. Boom, biohacker. Base TC. Ability is intelligence. There you go. So it's class TC. Fort DC 16. Okay, not sure where the other two came from, but I don't care. Because this thing knows, Fancy Guns knows better than I do usually. This is encumbered. So this is inhibitor. I believe it's lowercase, but I'm gonna try. We'll try it. Encumbered is not with an I. What the hell, folks? Encumbered. And then this one is inhibitor. And also gained entangled. All right, so roll, boom, attack, boom. This could also be melee. I'm going to go ahead and put in a another attack. Just in case he happens to be attacking with melee. So forward save, class TC. Should also be +1. One is +0. Yep. All right, perfect. So all I need is the duration of those, because I don't know what they are. All right, folks. Well, then, so much for hanging out. Learned how to code a bunch of stuff today, and how I go about that process. Making sure when you do your levels that when you create a new character, you're checking all your abilities, making sure they're all incorporated correctly. Um, like I said, this guy is a GM for Starfinder, so even though he's never played, he did a really good job. And so this is a Royal Pain, very difficult class. I really would not suggest Biohacker for a new player. Um, some even seasoned players, it might be too much for them to deal with. But hopefully, by adding all these codes and things for him, it'll make it easier for him to use. If you want to see how this plays out, come watch us on Friday or check out the YouTube. This is the Sven Zone, Starfinder Sven Zone, and we will hear on Monday. I mean, we'll be here Sunday night at 5:30 Pacific time for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, over at 8 at UTC -8. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, and whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.